Hopefully it can come together. We got one of the Japanese viewers. He says, "Happy New Year! Wishing you a good year ahead." Absolutely. Shout out to you out in Japan. Got a lot of love for the
Well, hold on.
Japanese.
Was he talking about you or me?
I'm gonna say both of us. You know, if you're
Okay.
here, you're part of
You diplomatic bastard, you. That's good. Good comeback.
you know,
Good comeback.
shaking hands, kissing babies. We'll do that. You know, you learn to be diplomatic in boxing over the years.
That's right.
Rick, as far as Bam and Sonny, I know that was a fight that we talked up for like well over a year when you came here and did interviews. It wound up happening. Bam took a guy who has a reputation for being a great defensive fighter and landed like, what was it, like 50 or 60% of his punches.
58% of his power punches. Well, I'll tell you something. I was disappointed in Sonny, not because he lost, but because he didn't fight how Sonny fights. He stood in front of the guy and tried to battle with the guy. It was definitely the wrong game plan. Okay, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was the wrong game plan because how you beat a guy who's a heavy-handed guy is you move around. You don't stand right in front of him. And Sonny's game is moving around. Why he chose to stand there toe to toe with this guy, I have no fucking clue. I mean,
His his
that was
pride
not one of that
his
was
pride
not
took
one of
over.
Sonny's that was not one of Sonny's better moves.
No, his pride took over, and he fought with his balls instead of his brain, which made
Well,
for an entertaining fight. And I mean, I think even in a loss, for the most part, his stock has went up like in boxing. But yeah, he would
yeah,
have given
okay.
himself
He
a better
showed,
chance to
well,
win.
a lot of people, you got to remember something about people, about fans and people that watch fights. They think because you move around a lot, you got no balls and you're afraid of the other guy, or, just in general, you're afraid to get hit. That's a style, okay? And he proved he wasn't afraid because he stood in there and he had balls. Remember, I mean, the corner stopped it. He couldn't see out of the eye. And the corners said, he said, I can't see it. They stopped it. But he took a fucking hellacious beating. He showed a lot of heart. He was very humble after the fight. He made no excuses.
He didn't go
And
into hiding.
no, oh no, God damn, he didn't go into hiding. Jesus Christ, man. With that face with all the batter and shit on it, he's moving around in Saudi Arabia, England, all over the place.
He's doing interviews.
Jesus.
He's just living life like nothing even happened. So yeah, I respect him, and I hope I hope he gets the big fights at 112. I mean, I know that one of the fights he really wants, if this fighter moves up, is maybe him versus Kenshiro Taraji, which I think would be a great fight for boxing.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Sonny needs to get a win and brush himself up, get his shit together again, and maintain his 112-pound weight because it's not easy for these guys. And that would be definitely a big fight, no question. Mr. Honda is involved. He has a relationship with Eddie Hearn. It would be big. There's no question about it. You probably look at that fight for like maybe next December, that Christmas time they do that fight, that Christmas time, that New Year's time that they do the big fights over there. Sonny will probably come back this summer, get a win, and they'll start negotiating, and then maybe it happens earlier in the fall, maybe it happens in October. Who knows?
Yeah,
But it's a big fight over there, no question about it.
yeah, we'll definitely see. I know Bam's in prime position to have a great 2024. I think Bam Rodriguez will be one of the front runners for fighter of the year this year because he'll get the big fights. But what do you think about Bam versus Gaio Estrada? Because that seems to be the fight he's really targeting, because Gaio's done a lot of yapping in the past about his performances or lack thereof. Or what do you think?
What do I think about what?
Bam versus Gaio Estrada.
Oh, Bam's beating him. He's on the back nine. He can barely make the weight.
Is he in the clubhouse in your opinion? Is he all the way in the clubhouse?
No, he's not in the clubhouse, but he's on the back nine.
Okay. Yeah, because
So,
I
but
know.
Bam beats him. Bam's got too much talent. Listen, you could ask Robert Garcia. I tried to buy a piece of Bam when he was an 8-round fighter.
Really?
So I saw the talent in him back then. Yeah, he's a really good fighter, no question.
So when you say buy a piece for the viewers that may not understand that, like what kind of money were we talking? Like what
Well,
percentages? Like
I
how does that
didn't.
work?
We never got. I wanted to buy 10%. We never got that far.
Okay.
You know
There,
what would I have paid for 10%?
yeah, yeah.
Probably 15 at the time. 8 round fighter, probably 15 grand. Probably
Okay.
maybe 20 grand. I would have paid. I saw the potential in the guy.
And how long ago was this? Was this like what?
Whenever he was an 8 round fighter, I don't
Okay.
remember.
Okay.
Okay, when he was still an 8 round fighter.
So you've been on the Bam Rodriguez train
Oh
before the
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. No. But I thought Sonny had the style and the hand speed and the movement of the feet and the high ring IQ, and he just threw all that out the window and went to war with the guy. And that fight he wasn't winning. That I as soon as I saw it, I said, "What the fuck's this guy doing?" Jesus Christ!
Just fighting,
You know,
fighting with his balls.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of, but not as bad, of course.
Go ahead.
Was when Ray Leonard fought Duran the first time. He stood in the pocket and fucking rolled with Duran, tried to rumble with Duran, when all he did is have to move around like he did the second and third fights. Did the same
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Did this exact same thing. So that is what it is. You know, and Michael Nunn did the same thing with James Toney. Look what happened. You
Got
know?
knocked the hell out, and it's right in his hometown.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
James was like a 15-1 thing underdog or something with some crazy odds. He was a huge like underdog that fight.
It was bigger than that. I think it was like 25-1. Yeah, and he stood in the pocket and rolled, and then all of a sudden he got knocked the fuck out. Look how
Yeah.
much it changed boxing history. One guy went to prison, and one guy became an all-time great Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy how one fight can do that for a fighter.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at Busty Douglas. Nobody ever heard of him. He quit a whole bunch of times. He knocks out Mike Tyson. He's a fucking legend forever. And he's not a Hall of Famer, but he is a legend.
Gotta mention him when you talk about the '90s. Gotta mention him.
All right, you got to mention Buster.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have to. You know, here we are. We're 40 days into the first of the year, and you know, boom, into the 90s, and boom, out went the lights.
Yeah.